All right, here, just want to do an update on this Pontiac 3.6 liter engine timing chain. Um, what I found out was actually bank two side over here is pretty good on the chain. Even when it turns around, the chain is pretty solid. Everything's seemed to be snapping back there on the cams pretty good. But when I turn bank one over here, I get a lot of slack in play in this chain. If you can see that there, a lot of slack in that chain. What I found out is one of these cams is bad. Most likely this one. This one is snapping pretty hard, making a louder popper than all the rest. So the other ones are holding pretty firm, but this one is slipping. So that cam is slipping and it's causing the slack in this chain. And let's see, and when I put tension from off the torque converter to the chain, you'll see it pop back up a little bit more tension. Watch. See? Now you'll hear it pop. See? You'll hear that pop on that side. That was a nice solid pop. Watch this side, you'll hear a louder pop. All right, here it goes. It should pop. See, it's a louder pop on this side. Now, the chain is tight. See, only when I rotate it forward, see, that chain is still tight. Both chains are tight. Now, when I rotate it forward, try that again. I'm doing this with one hand. You will see the slack now come back in that chain. See? You saw the slack come back in that chain? See, there it goes. So the problem is on this side, one of them cams is bad. Now, what I suggest is on these 3.6 liter engines, if you replace the timing chains, make sure you replace the timing chains and cams, because that is the major problem of this engine. I replaced the chains. I did a very good time replacing the chains, but I also made another mistake. Once you line these chains on the proper settings, this side will be the L's, this side over here will be the R's, or this side will be the R's, this side will be the circles. At the bottom it will be all the holes or the lines or the dots. Okay, what I didn't do when I put it on, I installed all the chains in stage 2. You have to rotate stage 1, rotate stage 2, take the chain off, then rotate the stage 1, take that chain off and the bottom chain off, then this chain off. Then put this chain on and put the bottom chain on. Rotate back to stage 2 to put that timing chain on. Now, if you do not do that, you'll end up with the problem of the timing being off. It'll still run, but these marks on the timing chain itself will never come back around and seat back in place. That's the mistake I made. So by it's coming all back off, I have to realign it, replace them cams, and make sure I rotate stage 2, then rotate to stage 1, then from stage 1, rotate it back to stage 2, and that'll take care of the timing issue on this 3.6 liter engine. That's what I didn't do. It was my first time replacing the timing chain, and I just learned a very hard lesson on this about how the timing works on the 3.6 liter engine. So I hope this video be helpful. You're better off just replacing the cams and the chains. Make sure none of your glides and all your parts that come into your timing chain kit are broken, because one of mine was broken. I had to glue it on, and when I glued it on, it seemed to be holding it pretty well. I thought that would have been a problem on this, but there's no videos on YouTube about this. So hopefully this video will be helpful when it comes to taking off the chain. When I start breaking this down, I'm gonna post the other video about the timing chains on this. But my suggestion, if you're gonna do this timing change on this 3.6 liter engine, replace the chains and the cams. Might as well, because you might end up having the same problem I just had on this. It was throwing a timing chain cold. Yes, it may not always be oil. Yes, it may not always be the timing, but that's the issue I just had with mine. And after doing some hard research, I found it. So hopefully this video will be helpful. I'm gonna do some seafoam and clean out the rest of the engine and the intakes and stuff. Make sure all them cylinder heads down in there are pretty good and clean. I'm gonna do that when I'm done. They seem to be pretty good, but there you got it. I think I'm gonna be able to solve the problem once I change that cam or both of them cams on this side. Or if I have the capability, I'm gonna go ahead and just change all four. So there you got it. I think I'll be good once I get all this back together. Okay, now I finally got that front head cover off. Definitely what I found out, the chains are definitely out of lining. That is 100% confirmed. This camshaft or coil, whatever it's called, is definitely slipping. This one slipped and it gave a lot of slack there. That threw, when the chain spent, it actually spent around one good time jumping the chain off a link. So that's confirmed, that's bad. Now the problem is I have to order all four, because I don't know if that would happen to the other three. So now that I got that taken off, I'm going to place all four of those cams and realign the chain and realign back that shaft, because that shaft slipped a couple times. But now I know the timing, and now I know where stuff's supposed to be. Hopefully I have it back right. So far those are the lines. It lined up back there on that side pretty well. The bottom is off a little bit, but it is what it is. I gonna replace that. I got that ordered already. Now I'm gonna order all four of those cams and just be humble about it and make sure that does not happen again. I don't know if I need the VVT valves. Still seem to be doing pretty good with oil, but I don't want them drying out on me as well, so I might replace those too, just because. So that's the whole bottom dogged out about this video, is that I hate to take it all back off to change them cams now. Lesson learned. And it's a bolt right up here too I have to drill out, so I'm gonna get ready to start on that in a minute. I'm just gonna take a break. But there you got it. I had to take it back apart to redo the cams. Alright. Okay, it's been a couple of days now since I ordered some parts. I finally got them all in to finish. I did order the cam phasers for the exhaust. I ordered 2 of them on eBay. They end up being the wrong one. It's the difference between Pontiac's engine and Cadillac engine. Even though they are the same exact engine, they just got different phasers. This is the one I ordered off eBay. You see it has a chain sprocket for a chain to fit on theirs. I ordered 2 of these on eBay. I got it at a pretty reasonable price. for like $30 a piece or something like that, $39 a piece. It ended up costing me like almost $70 for two. So I thought that was a good deal. So I picked up two of these. Ended up being the wrong chain for it, because that's for a regular chain. See how the difference is on mine? That's a chain that has a thicker, longer, wider chain, so it ended up being the wrong one. So I'm gonna send these back, I guess. Ain't nothing I can do with them. This, what I had to do is I had to go to O'Reilly's. This cost $70 just for this one. So I thought I had a better deal on eBay of getting them both. But it turns out, yeah, I had to go ahead and spend the money and get the right part. But O'Reilly's had this for $70. It ended up costing me about $80 altogether. There's the part number. To get that right exhaust cam phaser. Now this one part for the cam phaser could go on either side, on the left or right side. You just got to make sure it's timed right. I was gonna replace both, but for $70 I'm just gonna replace the one. And if I have another problem with the engine, then hey, it's everything else been happening bad in my life, so it would not surprise me. But so far all the other cam phasers are good. I'm just gonna replace that one now because of time, money, and I need to really get this car out of my garage. Not only that, cam phaser, so I got that part, sit that there. I also have this piece, one of the glides that broke. Like I said, that top piece on this glide, it broke on me. And as you can see with the other one I have up here somewhere, you see, there it goes. This cam phaser, see, it broke on me. And by that cam phaser broke on me, I thought that meter would have caused a problem. See, thought that would have caused a problem and slipped, that gave some slack on this side. So I thought that was the problem on this side. Well, actually it wasn't the problem on number 2 side. It was actually the problem on number 1 side, that cam phaser. Because of this issue, I knew that was already there. I'm gonna replace this anyway, so I don't need this now. This is not garbage. Throw that over there. And I got the bolt. I got that bolt out of that top hole up there. It was a bolt broke, so I picked up a new bolt. I think I got this from, what I just, A1 Auto or something like that, or one of them online places. I bought it, so I got that new screw for that. That's up there. I also have the new hoses. The hoses was, I needed to replace for that purge valve. These are the purge valve hoses. I got this from the same website, ordered it all at the same time. So the hoses for the purge valve, those are gonna be replaced. So I got them, sit them over there. I also have the intake manifold gaskets. I picked up 2 new intake manifold gaskets. I'm gonna replace them brand new too. There's a part number, if you can see it. Let me get this there. Part number for those gaskets. Got them. Those gonna be replaced. So now I should have everything I need to finish this car. I have to get ready and get started on it, putting everything back together now. Put all the chains and stuff back on. And I'm gonna tighten it all back down to 18 foot-pounds of torque. And I should at least have majority of the chains and everything and all these parts I just ordered put on, except the hoses. So that's where I'm at for right now with the GA project. When I'm done, I'll keep posting more videos and let how everything else go in a few more minutes. All right. Now that I'm finished with everything with stage 1, you see I got the cam phaser on there to the exhaust. I got all the lines marked up exactly where they need to go. You see the chain is tight. See, the chain is tight. That's the new cam phaser lined up with the mark, the L on the side, which is a circle. And you see I got all the brackets and the glides and stuff on there. I had to readjust this phaser. You have to push that cylinder in to reset it. Then once you get it back in place, then you pop on it or with a screwdriver or something, and it pops up and it locks back into place there. That's how you reset those. And then you see I got it all set up down here on the sprockets. Got them all marked in, got them all lined up. You can see, you can't see in this hole, but it's marked up there on the hole, and I made sure that was perfectly lined up there. This is in stage 2 now, because I already rotated this to stage 2, but I did do all of that in stage 1. Stage 1 is on this side. You got to line it up with that hole on this side. Then you rotate it to stage 2. Right now I'm in stage 2. So stage 2 now, I finna now adjust and put on all these chains. This last chain on this side. Make sure they're lined up on my cams. And I pretty much have the timing done. Like start working on putting back on the cover. So that's pretty much how you do the timing rotation, the chain. Follow the chain. Make sure all the chains are on the proper marks. And you pretty much can't go wrong. Make sure you do it in stage 1, then stage 2, and so forth. Or you start in stage 2, you rotate, take off the chain, stage 2. Then you rotate the stage 1. Then you take off the bottom chain to take off this chain on stage 1. Then put it back on. Fix all your glides. Make sure everything back on their marks. Then rotate it back to stage 2. Then put your stage 2 chain on. So now I'm going to put my stage 2 chain on. See, I'm already have them marked on the chain. If you can see that yellow mark. You see the yellow marks? The yellow marks is going to go to the yellow marks on the timing. That's pretty much how you do the chain. So hopefully now I got everything back together. One thing I didn't do, I didn't show this paper. This is the number. Let's see. This is the number to that glide I had to order. I ordered it off eBay. So that's the order to the glide. The new glide I put on. That right there, because the other one broke in half. So I got the new glide on there. Now I'm finna slap on the chain and the adjuster. And then you pretty much got that done. Like I say, the adjuster, you got to push this in, you got to take it out, reset it all the way down, then put it back in there for this to reset. And that's how you reset that without using the pins, because I didn't have the pins. I pulled the pins. I thought a paper clip would work, but the paper clip didn't work. So, but that's how you reset it. Then once you get it down on it, you press hard on it, and then it pops back up and it releases and it gives back its tension like I did that one. So I have to put on the second chain, then I'll keep another video posted in a few more minutes. All right. Okay, now everything is lined back up on their marks. The right side, left side, all the way down at the bottom. And this is in stage 2. The chain's back on. I verified and checked everything. What I did do this time, I rocked the crankshaft back and forth to make sure everything's seated in place. Make sure ain't nothing moving. Make sure ain't nothing skipping or jumping. So definitely make sure you do that. But that's the new glide. The new glide is on there. And all the pins and stuff is reset. Everything is back in place. Now I'm going to start greasing up the front body cover. And put the front body cover on there. And make sure everything is sealed. That's what I'm going to start doing next. Alright. Now I finished putting it all back together. I got I changed out them fuel injector gaskets, both sides, switched them out new, resealed all around those VVT valves. I did not replace those. I ended up just using the old ones. I did not replace the cam sensors. I ended up using the old ones. Like I said, I did replace that new. I did put on a new exhaust cam phaser on that left side. That was bad. The other 3 was still fine, so I just left those alone. I got the belt, everything back on. I double checked everything. I put the oil and some coolant back in it already. I'm gonna give it a couple more seconds and let it sit and everything level off. Then I'm gonna refill it. Then I'm going to fire it up. But it seems like I got everything back together now. I got 1 new hose on there. I checked all the vacuum hoses, make sure all those wasn't broke. All the lines, everything's plugged up. So in a couple seconds, I should be able to fire it and kick it over and watch it run. So that's it. I'm done with this project, and hopefully it works and lasts me a little longer this time. I mean, it was very bad doing it a second time, but it is what it is. I know how to do it, and I'm not finna do it a third. So, but there you go. It's done. It's complete. Well, for the second time in a row, it's back running. Hopefully it stay running this time. And lesson learned. Alright, hope this video was helpful. And just take your time if you got a garage. And hopefully everything will turn out right. All right.